Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Ranking the Retros Roundtable, episode 14. We are looking at, I keep saying all the NES games, but it's not going to be all the NES games because there's going to be some of them we just can't play that require accessories that we don't have access to. So we'll skip those, but we're still hitting about 98% of the games, maybe 97.5. We'll round up. With us today, we have two good friends of mine, Sammy and Jerry. Gentlemen, how be you?
Just
I'd
dandy.
be good.
Good. It's time, as we always start. Actually, I should probably talk about the games first that we're going to be doing before going into the Power Up Pop quiz. We're going to be doing Tecmo Cup Soccer Game, which I'm just going to get out of the way. That's such a stupid name. Tecmo Cup Soccer Game. I just don't get it. Anyway, we got that. We have Power Blade 2 and Tom and Jerry. So, again, we start off all these episodes with a little bit of trivia, what we like to call the Power Up Pop Quiz. Thank you, Jerry, for that name again.
Sure.
You're welcome. Are you guys ready for the questions?
Sure.
No, but we should do it anyway.
All right.
Sure. Sorry.
I didn't realize I have you on repeat today.
Proceed.
Question number 1. A 23,000-year-old mammoth tusk carved into a boomerang shape was found in what country? It's often called the oldest ever found boomerang ever uncovered.
How old was it again? Did you say 23,000 years?
23,000-year-old.
And it was a mammoth tusk.
Correct. I'll give you a hint. It was not Australia.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm going to say Greenland.
Greenland? Okay.
Oh, that's a good guess, Jers.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll say Russia.
Russia. All right. I think if I'm remembering my geography right, Sammy, you're a little bit closer, but you won't get the point because it's still off. It was Poland. Never would have guessed Poland.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was in that general geographic area, but I figured that Russia had a greater surface area.
No,
So
that is
that
fair,
was
especially if you're going up to
my
like the
best bet.
Siberia area. Anywho,
Well, I actually assumed that it was someplace in Western Russia because I was thinking about some of the Scandinavian countries as well, only because they are in the right place to both have mammoth fossils and very, very old human remains.
that is fair. It's a good guess,
But
though.
I was still wrong.
Yeah, but it's still a good guess. Don't sell yourself short.
Why
Number
I'm sure.
2.
Okay.
Number 2. In pounds, how much does the largest marble weigh as of November of 2024?
I'm sorry, does it change weight?
Oh, that was according to the article. That's what the largest
I
one was
see.
at the time.
Oh,
Yeah, one day it just wakes up and it's like, I want to be a little bit heavier.
the largest marble in pounds.
In pounds. We're not doing any, tons and metric tons this time.
I'm going to
Sure.
say 20 pounds.
Okay. Jerry says
Largest
20.
marble. I'll go high. I'll say 400 pounds.
Wow. Okay. That would be one heavy marble. Jerry, you are so close. Answer is 17.
Oh.
It's basically like a bowling ball, I guess.
I mean, that's weight for a bowling ball, yeah.
Yeah.
So you could
Number
you could
3.
use that at a bowling alley and nobody would know. Well, I mean, unless it
Right.
broke. But
Watch it be like an amazing bowling ball.
yeah,
Like, watch it be like a really good material for bowling.
yeah. Probably not. It would hit that oil and just go. It wouldn't. You couldn't hook it or nothing. I guarantee you. It just slide.
I kind of want to try it now. I'm already bad enough as it is. What can make it worse? Just throwing down a marble, you know.
Why not?
Number 3, the first mass-produced marbles were made in what country?
I'm gonna say Japan.
Okay.
Another good guess, Jerry. I'll say India.
Actually, a pretty good guess, too. You're both a little far away, though. It's a European country. It would be Germany.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
of course.
would not have guessed that. So I'm just gonna do a little spoiler for the episode, the main episode, because the next 2 questions are based on the soccer game we played, which in Japan it's called Captain Tsubasa, and it's based off a manga series. So the next 2 questions are basically off of that. Captain Tsubasa is a manga series that was created in what year? Hear the gears turning.
1987.
Okay.
I'll say 1983.
All right. Sammy, you are so close. 1981. 2 years off.
Dang.
Number 5, the last question of the night before we move on to the main meat of the episode. How old is Captain Tsubasa? Keep in mind, this is supposed to be the main character of this manga / video game. But it's also Japanese, so enough said.
100. I'm guessing.
Okay. Dude is old, but he knows how to play soccer.
Hey,
Are Japanese soccer players older on average than soccer players from other countries?
No, I'm just going based off the fact that it's a Japanese manga, and they typically like, how do I put this? Younger heroes. I'll put it that way. So with that hint, Jerry, if you would like to change your answer.
all right. Yeah, I will. But go ahead, Sammy, if you have an answer or a guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 22. Let's say 22.
Okay.
I was gonna say 15.
Okay. Jerry, it's a good thing you changed that answer
Oh,
because you were closer. The actual answer is 11.
wow.
This kid is a
11.
professional soccer player at 11 years old.
Dang.
So, Jerry, you got 2 questions right. Sammy, you got 1. So, Jerry, you will get to choose what games we play for the next episode. No pressure. Don't stress out about it too much because we have 3 games to talk about first.
All right.
First off, we will be talking about the stupid game or stupidly named game called Tecmo Cup Soccer Game. I just can't get over that name. I laugh every time I either think about it or say it. It's so dumb. But it was released in September of 1992, developed and published by looks of it by Tecmo, who oddly enough did World Cup Soccer, but this is a completely different sports game. Who would like to start us off with Tecmo Cup Soccer Game?
I mean, first, it's really a shocker that Tecmo developed it, considering the title. But I digress. I think they.
We'll go on.
I think they had a. I just want to say, I think they had a game that I had for the Sega Genesis. I want to say it was Tecmo Football or something like that. Tecmo Super Bowl. I don't know what it was, but
it's probably like Tecmo Bowl or something.
yeah, it was. But I really enjoyed that.
Actually, I'm thinking of the football game. I don't know about the soccer ones.
Sorry, I'm talking football, like American football. Sorry.
Yeah.
This game was unique. I don't remember ever playing it either. So, I like the story-based elements of the game, but I didn't love it. It felt
Would you like to go on about the gameplay? Like
the,
what makes this game unique?
well, for one, it's like I'm not somebody that delves much into this genre, but it felt very RPG style to me. I don't know if I'm right about that.
I can understand why it feels that way, Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. That's my opinion. That was my first initial feel of it. But I'll be honest, if I was gonna play a soccer game, it won't be this one. Like, I don't care for the steps and the choose what to do. And gosh darn it, the defense was just difficult. I did score a goal with a header though, so that was fun. But I mean, I found this game tough to get into myself. Not that it's bad. I just struggled with really liking it all that much, personally.
Would I be fair, Jerry? This is more geared towards you, since I know you have a lot of experience with this. Would you say that this game is to soccer what Punch Out is to boxing? Where it's not exactly a sports game, it's more of a tactics game.
Yeah, that's fair. I would say that, yeah. Yeah, it's and can I just say Billy's advice, like in the first match, spot on. Like, you can beat this
Wait.
team. No shit, Billy. Like, of course.
No. Okay. So I wrote this down. Billy said you can beat this team easily.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I tried multiple times. I could not beat this team. I didn't win a single game.
Yeah. I
Sammy,
mean, don't get me wrong. It was a nice
Sorry.
it was a nice approach. Like, I'm just saying, soccer games, I would prefer to have the ability to just play soccer, like the freedom to play. But anyway, I'm done talking now.
Sammy, what were your thoughts? Did you make any progress on this? Were you able to win a game or?
No. No, I was not able to win a game. Wayne, thank you for asking.
Feels like a deep cut there. Jeez.
Yeah, I feel like I wounded him.
I'm
sorry.
And then poured salt in it.
The game wounded me, Wayne. No, I was fine. As regular listeners of the show will know, I suck at all the games, so this is not it's not particularly noteworthy. But there's some games that are at least kind of fun, and this is not exactly what I would describe as fun. It's kind of turn-based, and the trouble with turn-based games for some of us is that we don't like to just sit and wait for the game to make a random decision and not really be able to interact with it. And so for me, for a sports game, it's just not really my jam. And I remember how much we complained about volleyball because volleyball was so messed up, the controlling was totally broken, but at least you were controlling, theoretically, players hitting a ball. And in this game, you really weren't doing that. You were kind of making decisions about what to try, and then sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. And so that for me wasn't very fulfilling.
Yeah, what I've noticed, in order to even get close to succeeding in this game, is you have to pass frequently. There's really not much dribbling. And you know what's funny is at first I didn't even realize I had to go up in order to. I thought going down was where I was supposed to go. So at first I kind of gave the other team some easy goals because I was basically walking the ball right to them. No, you have to go up, which is, I don't know, that just felt weird to me. But if
Yeah.
it's not apparent, the game has a very menu driven system where you just see a player on the field and then you press a button to bring up a menu, or not. It's not even really a menu. It's just like an overall look at the field. And it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep dribbling? Do you want to pass? Do you want to shoot? it's kind of weird, and unless you're going to pass it frequently, you're always going to get stopped by the other team. And for some reason, they always have 3 or 4 defenders on you, and they will always get the ball away from you.
Yeah, and forget about choosing cut or mark because neither works when you're on
I
defense.
got cut to work once or twice.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't know about you guys. I didn't know what that even meant at first.
Same.
I'm not a soccer guy. I figured out after a little bit of playing that cut is basically try to intercept the ball. Mark, I think, is just watch to see what they do. But I think one of the biggest problems with this game is you cannot see the opponents or really anybody else on the field until you decide to pass.
Yeah, that was
Until you bring up
frustrating. That was really annoying, actually, because you don't see anything. All of a sudden, you have 3 people on you every time.
Yeah.
What's the deal with
If
that?
if I feel like if we could have seen where people were at, this game would have been a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you could have made more informed decisions, shall we say? You know, all right, I see 3 people coming up on me. Do I pass it? All right, I'm getting close to the goal. There's no one around. It's kind of far yet, but I'm going to shoot anyway. It's, yeah, that just being able to see your teammates would have helped. But you only see yourself until it's too late, which really sucks. What it reminds me of, I don't know if, I'm sure, Jerry, you haven't played it. Sammy, I'm not sure if you ever have, but in Final Fantasy X, there is a mini game called Blitzball, which is almost identical in style to this. It blew my mind, but it was so much more fun because in that game, you can see where everyone's at. So even though it kind of takes place on a 2D environment in a 3D world, just being able to see where everybody was at was made it so much more enjoyable. And I feel like if that was the case here, this game I would have probably enjoyed it a little bit more. And finally, before I say finally, I should note that yes, again, this game is based on a manga series in Japan. There's like I think 6 or 7 or more of these games that were released in that series. But finally, anybody else think the goalie absolutely sucked?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I usually hit punch and that usually works, but every time I hit catch, it's like it wasn't enough goal. It's like, what do you mean it wasn't enough? Was it or was it not a catch? Like, I don't think my goalie ever caught the ball. The weird thing is, like, you can hit start on the menu screen to bring up the roster before the game starts, but I couldn't figure out how to actually sub out your teammates because I would have loved to see if I had a better goalkeeper because he was atrocious. Like, he should be fired. He should not be playing goalkeeper. And if that's the best our team has, we are screwed. We're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
It's only a game, Wayne.
Yep.
I know, but I still get worked up because this is my passion.
It's not necessary. Just accept the fact that the game's not great and just move on, dude.
No, would you like to say where to rank it then? Because that's what it sounded like to me.
Jeez, we're jumping like right into that, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're the one that's like, it's just a game. Say it's subpar and move on.
I mean, that's what you're saying, are you not?
I mean, I agree with your statement. I think it is subpar.
It sounds like
I
you're
think of a lot better games on the
begrudgingly
system.
agreeing with my statement.
There's no begrudging here. Sammy, does it sound like begrudging to you?
I plead the fifth.
I was like, you just put him in the middle of it. He's not even gonna. He's gonna bow out.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
That's fair.
Would you like me to say where I'm going to put it?
Well, I will say this before you do that.
Okay.
I had an initial thought when I first played it as to because I tend to try to I'll put down where I think I would want to put it. Most times I kind of stick with it. However, I need to rethink where I was originally going to put it. So go ahead. Anybody else?
Okay. I was going to put this between Al Unser and Gumshoe. I think it's still better than NES Soccer, but like thinking of it, once we get to World Cup Soccer or Tecmo World Cup Soccer, that's going to blow this game right out the water. It's it's a traditional soccer game. And don't get me wrong, I understand what this game was trying to do. I just think that it is way too flawed to have any kind of long-term enjoyment over it. The fact that the opening coach is like, "Oh, we can win this game easily," and I couldn't win a single game, that's not working out so good for you, Tecmo. Sorry, Tecmo Cup soccer game.
You think it was better than soccer?
I do.
Interesting.
Why?
So here's why. Yes, it's not a traditional soccer game, but that soccer game, I don't know. I guess I'm just understanding what this game was trying to do. I don't think that putting it that there is all that high. It might be like low middle. But yeah, I think because like when I think of soccer, I don't know. I just didn't have all that much enjoyment out of it. Maybe it's because it's a black box game, didn't have a lot of replay value. But like I can understand where this is coming from. And I played a game similar to that. Well, it's a mini game, but I played something similar to this and had fun with it. So I know what it's trying to do. As you said, it's not a great game, but I don't think it's terrible.
See, I would put it between soccer and 10-yard fight. I would still play NES, like the black box soccer, over this.
Mhm.
For the simple reason that that is a more traditional soccer game in the sense that you pick it up and play it. You see all of your teammates, you see your opponents. That's just me. I'm not saying I don't I'm not saying I don't appreciate as far as like what they were trying to do. I do have an appreciation for the uniqueness of this, like the approach to this as a soccer game, but it's not enough for me to, if I had to choose between the two.
Okay.
Black box soccer is going to win.
I just remember having issues with black box soccer. And that's why I'd put this one a little bit higher. Like a lot of those sports games in the black box were just, to be fair, not that great. With maybe the exception of like slalom. Golf wasn't terrible. Like I like for baseball and soccer and all that, I don't know.
I'm going to borrow what you said. If the game was set up to where you could see your opponents or even your teammates earlier in advance before it got to the turn phase of it, then I would absolutely rate this higher. That's the issue for me.
Yeah, no, that is fair because that's a pretty damning.
It's a major gameplay flaw.
Yeah,
really,
it is because it does make the game feel very much more difficult than what it needs to be.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my reason for it, and that's I'm sticking to it.
I'm not hating it. I'm not hating that reasoning. I'm not. I'm curious to see what Sammy's going to say though.
Well, I understand Jerry's perspective. I was going to place this just below Mock Rider and above Ice Climber.
Okay.
So same
around the
conceptual
same.
ballpark. I really did not enjoy 10-yard fight at all. So
you're saying this is worse than even that
ignore
then?
No, I'm saying right now 10-yard fight is above Mock Rider, and I personally would not put it there.
Oh, I got you. Kind of like how
Does
I
that
wouldn't
make
put
sense?
Donkey Kong Jr. all that low.
Right. And so I'm not arguing with the ranking.
I got you.
That's just my rationale. And
No,
I
fair.
think I actually like Mock Rider okay. I probably more than you guys did. So anyway, I stand by my statement. I would place it below Mock Rider but above Ice Climber. Although Jerry made, a compelling argument.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing too, because I
put it.
really enjoyed Mock Rider myself. I feel like that should have been a lot higher.
Yeah.
But well, you guys are in the same area, so now it's up to me to decide, where I would like to. I still think I'd rather play this over Black Box Soccer, but I would definitely play it over 10-yard fight. I'd be cool with playing it between soccer and 10-yard fight. If you guys aren't. Jerry, I know that's where you initially said it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no argument from me.
So, Sammy, you have any major arguments against that?
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of picking one's battles, and I
Mhm.
don't pick this one.
Okay. So, Tecmo Cup soccer game. I just can't get over that name. Number 28 on the list between soccer and 10-yard fight. This is not a game I'd probably go back. You know what's funny? I didn't really mention this when we were talking about it, but my brother used to, I think one of them did, maybe both of them. Back when I had an old computer and we didn't really have the money in order to buy a lot of NES games for the consoles and we got an emulation. They used to play this one a lot, and I think my brother got to like the final match. I don't think he ever finished it, but like I remember him playing this game a lot. And when we brought it up for this episode and I started playing it, it reminded me of that. And I'm like, I'm just thinking, how in the world did he get anywhere in this?
Well, both of your brothers really like soccer games, so that's not
They were, but this
surprising.
isn't really a soccer game
Right.
when you get down to it.
It's
As
not.
you said, it's more of an RPG.
Yeah.
So, anywho,
Soccer themed.
next up, what's up?
Soccer themed.
Yeah, it's a soccer PG.
There you go.
That's dumb.
That's shoot.
Next up, we have Power Blade 2, which was released. Where is this? Around the same time, actually. November 29th, or I'm sorry, September 29th in 1992. Developed and published by Taito, who were known for releasing a lot of late NES games that looked and sounded fantastic. But unfortunately, they all had very limited print runs and so got super expensive. This is no exception, often going for, I think this goes for like 6 or $700 on like eBay and stuff. So this is not a cheap game, but I would love to own it at some point. I do want to just quick mention before we actually talk about the game that in Japan it was called Captain Saver. Another stupid name, but what do I know? Sammy, how about we start with you on this one?
Well, when I began the game, I had forgotten how to throw a boomerang, but then it came back to me.
Oh, jeez.
It took me a minute.
I was surprised that I got that before you did.
I'm gonna go
Usually,
back on
you
mute
are giving me
now.
crap for being late on recognizing this stuff.
Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm gonna go back on mute now.
I'm glad it came back to you, though, Sammy.
I actually kind of had a good time playing this game. The interesting thing about this game is that you can throw the boomerang that the character wield in pretty much any direction, which is not particularly common. And it took me a little bit to get the hang of it, but for me, it made interacting with the environment feel a little bit more predictable.
Mhm.
And so I appreciated that a lot. I thought that the controls were pretty intuitive for the most part and that they were calibrated well. And I got a little bit further in this than I typically do. I got to what I assume was some kind of a boss fight, the kind of dragon fellow who spat at you.
So
Um,
that's gonna be a mini boss. Basically, you defeat them, and it gives you a special suit, which basically upgrades your
yes,
weapon a little bit.
gotcha. Mini boss. Well, he was bigger than I was, but anyway, that was kind of exciting for me, and so I thought it was fun. I also uh, kind of appreciated the graphics because they were just super like early 90s, just like the colors and the designs was kind of early 90s retro, and I really appreciated that. So I thought that it was pretty fun.
The graphics style gritty. Like it's like a real dark. I don't even want to say post-apocalyptic because it's not, but yeah, it's just like a really dark game. But that's not saying it's a
Well, it
bad
was
thing. There's a lot of detail
yeah,
to it.
you're right, 'cause it was gritty, but it was mixed with those, like, late '80s, early '90s, neon colors.
Mhm.
So it was kind of interesting.
I guess I'll go next. So I actually played the first Power Blade a lot growing up. I used to rent it all the time. I will say I think I enjoy that game a little bit more. I I think the difficulty is a little bit more fair in that game. The levels are a little more open. They're not as linear, but you still have the boomerang. You have the same character. You still have the what's called the Power Blade, which is basically a suit that once you get it, you no longer throw boomerangs, which is like these waves of, I guess, energy that you'll throw out that go a little bit longer than the screen and just wipe out everything. But we're not talking about Power Blade 1, we're talking about 2. In the game, you play as a character named Nova, who kind of looks a little bit like Duke Nukem. I guess
Oh,
there's
yeah,
some. He does.
a little bit. I can see it.
Yeah. I guess there's some sort of robotics company that's trying to sell their robots and cyborgs to the government. Government's thinking about it and like, all right, we'll just, take over the world with our robots anyway. So now Nova is set to basically destroy this evil corporation. And so all the enemies you're essentially fighting are robots, which is kind of cool. I didn't think a boomerang would destroy cybernetics, but hey, what do I know? I've never thrown a boomerang. It's kind of unique because you have like a power system where you can't just keep throwing the boomerangs nonstop and expect them to go all over the place. Once you throw one, you have to let the power meter basically replenish. And if you do so, you'll be able to throw the boomerang farther. If you keep throwing them, they'll just go much shorter distance, which is fine in most cases. But there are times where you kind of want to defeat your enemies um, before they get too close. At the start, you have 4 stages. There are, I believe, 2 additional ones after you clear those 4, which those 4 can be completed at any order. Personally, I was only able to complete one of them during the 2 weeks we were playing it, and I tried. I do not remember this game being so damn difficult. With the spikes, that stupid area with the fans, that got me every freaking time. But
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoy this game though. The music was um, amazing, as is typical Taito stuff in this time frame, late NES. Like they really knew what they were doing. Jerry, what were your thoughts when you were playing this one?
Well, everything that I had noted has already been said, so I don't have much that I can add that's any different than what has already been said. So, I mean, I'll just say it's weird. I don't know if this is accurate or not because I haven't played it in a while, but the the look of the game and the feel to some degree of the game, I got Batman feels from this because I owned Batman for a couple years, and I don't know why that game immediately came to mind. Like you said, the grittiness of the graphics. Batman has a very gritty look to it, and the
Mhm.
gameplay felt very similar to Batman, even though they're two completely different developers, which earned it some good points in my book anyway. Um, I actually really liked how difficult this game was. And yeah, the music was good. I really enjoyed it. And my main point, what Sammy mentioned, is like the directions. Diagonally, any direction you need to like throw the boomerang, you can. And that was really just it made it. I'm repeating whatever I said, but like it just basically, I don't know, it made the game a lot more fun being able to do that. So yeah,
Basically, it comes down to you having more control over basically your own defenses and offenses.
Yeah, and everything just felt fluid too. I mean, the game I felt was pretty smooth, and with the jumping and stuff, those freaking conveyor belts and the spikes though got me a few times.
Mm.
But all in all, it was really enjoyable. So
Yeah, it's funny too, because like you mentioned Batman, and I agree with you. It definitely has the same visual style. And as a comparison, I hate bringing it up, but because we're not talking about it, but when we're talking about the original, it's a completely different visual style. This game has a lot of dark colors, I guess, as you said, gritty, depressing atmospheres. Everything is just so dark. The original, there's a lot more color, a lot more brightness because a lot of the areas are outside, whereas all the areas in this game are all inside buildings. So I think that's why they were going with such a different visual style than the original. Not to say that's a bad thing because they did a very good job with it here. I'm just saying that it's just such a contrast to its, I guess, older brother.
but I think you could also just maybe make the argument. I mean, this was released in '92, right?
Yes,
Correct me if
I would
I'm
have
wrong,
to
but I
watch
feel
too.
like, well, like grunge was kind of starting, right? I mean, that was like gritty and like darker colors were kind of working their way in, I think, at that point. Like just
Yeah, that is
starting.
fair.
So maybe they were trying to capture some of that. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but
I'm gonna throw a picture here. Whoops. But no, it's actually I never even thought of that. That it's because of grunge.
I mean, I don't know that for sure, obviously, right? But I'm just saying if you look at the timing of the release of it.
Yeah. No, I mean that's definitely a fair observation. Yeah, this just to give you an idea. These are the original game. As I said, it's a huge difference between the sequel. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because again, this game is done really well. Its visual style has its own identity, and I can appreciate that they still kept to very similar gameplay. Just they added on to the original and just did their own thing with it. I can appreciate that. It's a good sequel. I feel like I'm just crap on the game and just want to talk about the original, but I can't overstate that this game is still like really good.
Yep.
It's just my personal preference. I like the original.
Yep.
I think we covered all. But does anybody have anything left to say about Power Blade 2, or shall we move on to figuring out where to put it?
Let's rank it.
Alrighty. Where would you put it? And I'm going to throw this out there. This one was very difficult for me to rank. I had a hard time trying to figure out where I wanted to put it. This and Tom and Jerry, which we'll get to next.
I feel like I should probably not be the first one to go.
Oh?
All right, I'll go first. I would put it below Mega Man 3 and above Kid Nicky Radical Ninja.
You're joking, right?
Is that where you were going to
Because
put
that's
it?
exactly where that's exactly where I was going to put it.
Joking. Oh,
That is exactly where I would put it. Would I play Mega Man over this? Yes. But I just know that, again, just like Mega Man 3, there are better sequels out there. Again, that's just also my opinion. Who knows? Maybe you guys will think the original sucks ass. I don't know. But anyway, Jerry, where were you going to put it?
I was actually going to put this between Excite Bike and Pinball.
Really?
Yeah.
you really liked it, huh?
I really liked it. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I would put it higher. Well, as in like your area there. I just figured if I went too high, you guys, especially Jerry, would give me a lot of crap.
That's not fair. That's not fair. I mean, I didn't feel like I was like, let me see where everybody else is where everybody else is kind of thinking that they would put it. But
let me think about this a little bit more now.
I didn't change my original rank. Like when I played this, and I always at the bottom of my notes I'll put where in the moment as I'm playing it where I think I would put it. And sometimes, very rarely, will I start rethinking what I'm doing after we're discussing it, and I start kind of looking at it a little bit more. But in this case, it's remaining unchanged from where I originally placed it.
I like it. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. My worry is that I'm gonna say, yeah, let's put it here, and then you guys aren't gonna like the sequel as much. I'm gonna just feel really dirty inside.
Well, this is the sequel, isn't it?
Well, I meant the original. I'm sorry, but I'm not hating that because again, I feel like it's a great game.
I just think that it has a lot of playability. Like, I played this the most out of the 3 games, easy. And I still want to go back and keep playing it because I need to advance in the game. Like, it has me kind of hooked. So I can't say that that's the case for a lot of these other games so far.
Yeah, and up there, we definitely have like the more, I guess we could say, repeated. I just lost my train of thought.
Replayable.
The more, that's the word I was looking for. I was about to say repeatable, replayable games. Because yeah, obviously Super Mario Brothers is very highly replayable. Kung Fu, I go back to that one all the time. Excite Bike's good. I think I'd personally put it above Excite Bike.
Stop.
I like Excite Bike. It's just, to me, it doesn't have the same kick as a lot of other games.
Well, you can't design your own levels in this game.
All right.
So.
Well, I guess with that, I guess we'll have to knock it down about 5 pegs. I don't know. I guess the nostalgia glasses are just a little worn away on that one. But I'm not hating between Excite Bike and Pinball. Because, again, I really do enjoy this game. I just figured I'd be putting it way too high.
Just admit it. You want Pinball to be above it.
I do love Pinball.
I knew it.
I'm a huge fan.
I knew it. I was waiting. I'm like, let me just throw it out there.
but I think I'd still play this over Pinball. Sammy, do you have any objections to that? Because I like to try being fair. I know initially we both said Mega Man 3 and Kinnicky, but I think Jerry might have won me over.
I have no objections. I will say that there are a couple of things that I think are important. First of all, we're ranking the games that we play against the ones that we've already played during the show. So
that is a fair point.
Comparing the game to another game that we haven't played yet before ranking it kind of isn't fair to the system. The other thing I'll say is that a little bit of low stakes conflict is exciting. So let's agree not to worry about what other people think when we rank the games. Let's have a little fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's where I'm kind of biased because I played a large part of the NES library, and I know what else is all out there.
Yeah, but you can't do that. Like, don't.
I know. It's hard not to though.
Yeah, but don't.
You can do hard things.
You already know, and I'm not going to say it, but you know that there's games that are not on this list that I spent a lot of time that I have a huge fondness for. I am not ever
talking about.
Stop.
I wonder what you're talking about.
I'm not. My point is, I'm not thinking about those games when I'm ranking these. You need to rank what we're playing against what we've played, and that's it. If we play the first one and we don't care for it as much, that's your opinion of what you think of it. If we like the second one better collectively, then we like the second one better. That's not a reflection on you.
Outvoted.
Yeah, but
then
that's
I just
not.
Get outvoted.
But it's not a reflection on you. We're not gonna sit there and go, "Oh yeah, like you told us the first one was so great, and it's a pile of shit." Like we're not gonna. Okay, we might.
Then I'm gonna be like seriously thinking about my gaming preferences.
It's not that serious, bro.
It is. It's 100% serious.
Nah.
I've lost sleep over Donkey Kong Jr., okay?
That's a you problem, buddy.
It is a me problem. I'm still coping. My therapist says I need to let it go too, and I just can't listen to them.
Well, that's on you, my friend. I just thought you were going to be genuinely surprised by the fact that I ranked a game so high.
I really am. I really am. Like I'm looking at MC
Well, I don't
Kids.
know.
That's
I
the big
knew
thing.
it.
Is I'm like,
I knew it.
But-
I knew it.
See, guys, isn't this fun?
I actually do enjoy it. I enjoy the debate. It's fun. It's fun, like talking it over, rationalizing.
I just want to say that it does not have to be where I'm suggesting that it is. Like where I would rank it does not have to be the final. So it's whatever. If you can't put it above MC Kids, then
No, I think I would.
Would
Like,
you though?
I would.
Would you though? Because you have a real
yes,
fondness for that game.
I do have a real fondness for that game, but it's still high in the list, which I'm fine with. Just because one game's better than a game I absolutely like. Let me put this out there. I know my favorite game on the system we haven't talked about yet. I don't think it's going to be top 10. I'm fine with that because it's a game I thoroughly enjoy. Would I put it above what's probably going to end up being like easily top 3? No, but it's a game that I thoroughly enjoy, and that's all that matters when we're doing this. Is if you enjoy a game, it shouldn't matter where on the list it goes as long as you enjoy it.
If it's
That's
what
the
I
whole purpose.
if it's what I think you're thinking, if it's not top 10, I'll fight with you.
No, it's not what you're thinking.
Okay.
I don't think so because I don't think you've ever played this game.
Oh, well, okay, then definitely then it's not the one I'm thinking of.
No, I want to say it's an obscure game, which coincidentally was also, I believe, published by Taito, I think.
Okay, well the one that I'm
But anyway,
thinking it was is more than likely going to end up being top 10 anyway. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I feel the need to clarify. When I said that a little bit of low stakes conflict was fun, I wasn't suggesting that you have an argument about something that neither of you know what the other person is talking about. So I just so that we're all on the same page.
Thank you for clarifying, sir.
I think I'm on the same page, but a different version of the book. You know
Yeah,
what?
that
I'm
sounds
fine.
that sounds about right.
We'll put it between Excite Bike and Pinball, as long as Sammy isn't too upset about that.
I'll talk it through with my therapist tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. We probably have the same therapist.
I feel like after what he just witnessed, he's probably just going to say, okay.
Parablade 2, number 4, between Excite Bike and Pinball. We talked about this one for a little while, but it's a great game.
That's because you started an argument.
If you have the means to play it, definitely give it a go. If it's just a fantastic late NES platformer or action game. So, with that said, let's move on to the final game of the night, Tom and Jerry, based off of that iconic cat and mouse team. It was released in December of 91 in the US, and shockingly enough, November of 92 in Japan. So we actually got this one before Japan did. It was developed by Software Creations and published by High Tech Expressions. First off, I gotta throw this out there. Why is Jerry wearing shorts on the cover of the game? It's kind of weird. I don't remember him ever wearing shorts like that. And they're like swimming trunks. It just makes no sense. Like, I get it, cartoon characters typically ran around with no pants, and this is a game for kids, but do we really notice that, like, growing up? Because I know I didn't.
I don't know.
No, just me? Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember him ever wearing pants in the cartoon. So I don't know the reason.
Yeah. I don't remember that either.
It's really weird. This is honestly one of my favorite cartoon series. Like, I used to watch this all the time.
The movie
the
was great too,
reruns and all
by the
that.
way.
Man, I forgot about that movie.
Yeah,
I don't remember the movie at all anymore, other
man.
than them talking.
I owned it on
Like it blew everybody's mind.
VHS. Yeah, I owned it. Well, it blew the characters' minds when they both spoke to each other at the beginning of the movie
Yeah.
too. I just remember the end with the cabin being on fire and stuff.
I don't even remember that. Like I remember them like learning they talk to each other and then they work together, which kind of blew everybody's mind too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but yeah, I used to love the Tom and Jerry series.
I didn't like this game though.
No?
No,
No.
too freaking hard, man.
Really?
Not enjoyable at all, and just things about it. Not
Nope.
fun.
You just said in the Power Blade 2 that you like the difficulty. You'd like a difficult game.
Yeah,
And here you're saying this is too much.
you know why? Because Power Blade 2 gave you more flexibility, I guess, in terms of just you had more control. Why you can't see, I played this last. So I played this after playing Power Blade 2. And not being able to like climb and shoot the marbles and
Mm.
just the spider webs and you get stuck in it. Just this to me, the difficulty in this was that there was entirely way too much going on at one time for myself, to where it didn't make it enjoyable for me at all. I just felt like it was clunky and slow, and just I had a hard time with it. I didn't even get past the first level. And I tried.
Really?
I tried. Yeah. I just didn't like this one.
So you think that there was too much going on in the first level? Holy crap. You get to the final level, it's an absolute train wreck. Like it's probably the biggest difficulty excuse me. It's probably the biggest difficulty spike I've ever seen in a game like this. Like I can get to the final level no problem. Once I get there, they'll forget it. You have ghosts like running at you. You have like little vampire bats, and they're constantly bombarding you. And there's just very little room to work. Like if you need more than the 3 lives the game gives you, otherwise you are not making it to the final boss, which is obviously Tom. I got to when I was playing this, I got to Tom once, and then I had like I think 1 heart left. And I died, and that was game over. I was so mad. Like I died within like 10 seconds. I was so upset with myself.
Yeah, this
But
game
I
just
enjoy this game.
it just
Go ahead.
it didn't have anything for me. You know, like I tried and I tried several times. It was not like, oh, this game's too hard, whatever, too difficult, and I just shut it off after 5 minutes. That didn't happen. Like I gave it a considerable amount of time, wanting to advance to be able to give it a real honest go, but it just I don't know. I guess that's the problem, is that I played this after coming off of Power Blade 2, which obviously I really liked. And maybe that was part of the problem. But
I could see that being a problem because in that game you have so much more control over your attacks. Here, you're just throwing marbles ahead of you. You can arc them if you jump at the right and you throw the marble at the right way, but it does take some getting used to. I know when I picked this up for the first time in a couple years to play it for this episode, I was rusty. I died within the second level, but then I played it and I played it and I played it and I was able to get to the attic, which is basically 5-2. Like every time I played it after that. Yeah, I died a few times, but it all came back to me. Again, this is a game I owned growing up. I played this one a lot. I used to be able to finish it. Struggled a little bit in the attic all the time, but do you think maybe part of it had to do with the open world nature, where you're just not running from left to right?
no.
Because there was a little bit of exploration you kind of had to do to know where you had to go. Like for the most part, you can figure it out, but there are some like split paths and things like that.
Yeah, no. Sammy, what are your thoughts on it? I don't want to be the one talking here the whole time.
Well, I think it's interesting, Jerry, that you pointed out that you played this after. What was the other game that we played
Power
this
Blade
week?
2.
Power Play 2.
Power Play 2. Oh my god. Um, because I did as well, and it's interesting to think that how good Power Blade 2 felt to play influenced how bad Tom and Jerry felt to play. I also thought it was really clunky. I found that so there are a variety of ways to run around the world, and one includes climbing up what I assume is like old knob and tube wiring. What is that he was climbing up and down?
I thought it
Anyway,
was just some sort of wiring.
okay, wiring. Yeah. Climbing up and down was kind of unpredictable and really hard for me to control. The direction of the marble throwing was so strange because they were like all change up pitches. Like I don't know what was happening when he's throwing. I couldn't name them at all. I don't understand why the flies are half the size of the mouse. If I saw a fly half the size of the mouse, I would leave because that's terrifying. And then Wayne, you said something about the open world nature of the game, which it's almost amusing to think about a Nintendo game as having uh, an open world. But I kind of got lost. I went in one room where I had to get the cheese,
Mhm.
and that was fine. And then it took me longer than it should have to find a hole to get out of that room. And then I had no idea where I was. It looked the same as the first room, but it had a different layout, and I never left that room. So uh, I guess that's why sometimes you like smell a mouse and you find a dead mouse in your house. It's because they get into a room and they just can't figure out how to get out, and they smell bad because in the last room they were in, they ate all the cheese, and so that's in their tummy and smells bad when it decomposes.
I'm curious to know what happened to you because, like, usually all you do is you enter one of those mouse holes. It's basically a bonus room,
A long
and
story,
then
Wayne.
you exit, and then you exit through the same entrance, and then you're back in the same area where you first entered that room. So
Well,
that's
you
kind of
listen,
weird.
it's also possible that I'm just not very bright and I didn't know where I was. I mean, I'm not necessarily blaming the game. I'm just recounting my experience. Here's a fun fact though. You may have heard of the band Simon and Garfunkel.
Of
Mhm.
course.
You may not know that before they were Simon and Garfunkel, they were known as Tom and Jerry.
Interesting.
And
Huh.
they
I
weren't
did
they
not know
weren't
that.
very they were not very successful. I think they released a couple of songs that didn't do great. Um, and then when they signed to a record label, they started calling themselves Simon and Garfunkel. But if anybody's fans of that particular flavor of music, there's a song from one of their later albums called The Only Living Boy in New York. And the first line of the song is, Tom, get your plane right on time. And that's because Art Garfunkel, who was the Tom of Tom and Jerry, was somewhere else in like Mexico or something because he was in a movie. And so he was filming the movie, and Paul Simon was working on the music by himself, and so he was encouraging Tom, Art, to make sure that he caught his flight back to New York so that they could finish their album.
Interesting.
Well, that's interesting.
So there you
I
go.
did not know that.
Simon and Garfunkel were Tom and Jerry, and in case any of the listeners are not aware, the Simon and Garfunkel are people. It's not a cat and a mouse. So
Oh, I'm glad you cleared that
different,
up because I was confused the last
different,
couple
yeah,
minutes.
yeah, different mammals altogether. In case it wasn't clear.
So anyway, since you guys didn't get that far, I'll just explain it a little bit. So after you leave the basement, you then go through, I guess, the pipes, like the water pipes, where water comes down and tries to splash you all over the place into, for some reason, minuscule, I guess, lobsters and snails, which kind of weird now you think about it. And then you fight Tom for the first time. And growing up as a kid, that first boss fight took me forever because it was so easy for you to accidentally fall in the water, which is basically he's standing above a sink and you can easily fall in the water, which immediately kills you. After you kill him, well, defeat him, you then go to a kitchen, which is rife with insects like cockroaches, which are about half the sizes of Jerry. But you have cockroaches, you have more of the little walking soldiers. And then from there, you move to what's next? I can't remember. I'm just trying to think of like the order of the game. Oh, that's right. You enter a tree. Somehow you go out the window and then you enter a tree, climb up to that, and then you get to hit a beehive with your marbles to get bees to sting Tom as he's sleeping, which for some reason he doesn't even wake up until he's stung 3 times. After that, you're running around on a roof where you have these leaves blowing in the wind. They can't hurt you, but they can push you around into other hazards. For some reason, after leaving the roof, he decides to jump down the chimney, which is actively lit. And so you're running around all these sparks, fight Tom, who's staring at you through the fireplace. And then you run into the living room, which is one of my favorite levels of all time because as you're running around, one of the first things you see is an NES set right on the floor. You get to jump on the controller, you get to jump onto a VCR, and then you get to enter the VCR for some extra cheese. Because for some reason, there is cheese stored in this VCR.
Where do
After
you keep your
that,
cheese?
I keep mine in the fridge. I'm starting to think I'm doing things wrong.
Oh yeah, keep it in the VCR. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have to do that.
Better.
After that, though, you enter the walls again, in which case you actually get a very small drill that he uses. I don't know where it came from, it's so minuscule, but you have to drill holes in the wall, which doesn't sound all that safe, as electricity is going through the wires. After that, you fight Tom again, and then you enter the bathroom and then the dreaded attic. What I love about this game, though, is overall the scaling. Yeah, the enemies aren't scaled very well. Again, like Sammy said, if you run into a fly that's half the size of a grown mouse, I might be second guessing where I'm living. But I think like the overall world creation, I guess you can say, the world building, I think it looks really good. Like I feel like the house itself looks believable. And I like the fact that you're starting from the basement or working your way up to the attic. It kind of takes like a really unique route, but I just like that idea. No? Only me? I guess
I
you
can
guys haven't
see
seen it,
well,
so
I can see why that concept sounds interesting to you. I just personally didn't have fun playing the game. Uh, but
I concur.
but the but the but I can understand though why that concept is kind of fun. It feels like different levels. Every level has its own feel and environment and its own unique mechanics. And that sounds fun. I got lost in the basement. So I didn't get to see the rest of the world.
I feel like for me, this is just another one where the nostalgia goggles are just there, and since I played it so often as a kid, like even now as a grown adult with that's semi-mature, I can just sit down and just still enjoy it.
Sorry.
I knew you'd get a kick out of that. But yeah, I don't know. Like this is one, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say this is a top tier game. Far from it. But I'd say it's an average action game. Maybe I'm wrong for saying that. Maybe it's below average. Maybe it's subpar. Maybe it's terrible. I don't know. But I'm curious to see what you guys are going to think overall on the list. I feel like I should probably go last because I feel like I might, by the sounds of it, my thoughts might be a little too high. No, I'm not saying it's Power Blade 2 levels.
I would put it between Milan's Secret Castle and Tennis, personally.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sammy?
I was yeah, I was gonna put it um between Donkey Kong and Mystery Quest. So not too far below where Jerry wanted to put it.
Mhm. So I was going to originally put it between Mega Man 3 and Kid Nicky. I'm looking at where you guys are currently looking at. Would it be fair to say that it's not as cryptic as Milan's Secret Castle? Like,
Yeah,
if I was to concede anything, I would say between Battle Tank and Milan's Secret Castle. Just because it lacks that cryptic nature, and it's fully playable if you can just sit down and play. You don't need a guide in order to play Tom and Jerry.
right.
Granted, it might take a few attempts to get through the game. It's not meant to be an easy game. It's not meant to be a one-time sit down and you're done. But like Milo Secret Castle, like you play that, it's like I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I need a guide. I need Nintendo Power. I need Game Facts. I need something to tell me, hey, you got to push this wall, or hey, this door's hidden here.
No, I'm fine with it being there.
Sam, are you okay with that?
I really am.
Cool. Like I do understand that this game isn't for everybody, and again, nostalgia goggles and all. But yeah. So yeah, Tom and Jerry. Again, I knew it wasn't going to be top tier. I'm fine with that. But Tom and Jerry, number 20 on the list between Battle Tank and Milan's Secret Castle. And with that said, that brings this episode to a wrap. But we do have one thing left. Jerry, good sir, it is your turn to pick the episode or pick the games that we are going to be reviewing for episode 15. So with that said, I need 3 numbers from you. From 1 to 631.
I've been stressing about this the entire time.
Nice. By the way, if you ever don't want to pick a game, feel free to pass it to Sammy.
We got to pick 3, right?
3 numbers, yes, please.
All right. I'm passing 1 to Sammy
Okay.
since he got a question right.
Fair.
So, Sammy, good sir, you may pick the first number if you want to.
What does it go up to?
631.
631. I'll pick 44.
Okay.
That's the year Caesar was assassinated, right?
Oh. E2 Brutus?
That's 2 Brute.
Oh, yeah, et 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
284
Okay.
and 28.
28.
284 was clever, Jerry. I see what you did there.
No. Well, gentlemen, this might be a rough episode because
Oh.
I've played
Great.
at least one
Well,
of
it
these
will
games.
be with that attitude.
The 3 games that we're going to be doing for episode 15 are Deadly Towers, Athena, and Palamedes.
I have not
2
heard
of
of
them
any
are-
of these.
2 of them are kind of action game. One of them is a puzzle game. So, Jerry, you're probably going to enjoy that one.
Yeah, can I just recuse myself of that right away?
Why?
Because it's a puzzle game.
You like puzzle games.
I don't like puzzle games. You don't know what you're talking about.
You liked, what's it called? Wrecking Crew. That's kind of a puzzle game.
I'm successfully needling you right now, but okay. You took the bait, sir. Good job.
I'm glad I did something. I did a thing.
Yeah, good job.
So with that said, thank you, gentlemen, so very much as always for taking time out of your busy schedules to play these games. Any final words for our listeners other than if you guys liked what you heard, Hit that little subscribe button, that little like button. Clicky, clicky. Doesn't take long. We love you long time.
I got nothing.
Sound words of wisdom.
And I have even less than Jer.
Wow. I didn't even know we could go. That's like dividing by 0 right there.
Well, then I would have 1.
That's true. I guess. My brain is broken.
Oh, it's late.
Thanks, guys, again. Until next time, happy fragging.